Hi guys. Now we're going to talk about expansion revenue calculations. So in the previous video, we talked about how you're doing the pricing for your basic core revenue. And now we're going to deal with the part where you get extra revenue from your customers, which helps you, if you build enough of it and overcome your churn, to have negative net MRR churn, which is really good. So like all sheets, it starts out with a little guide, which explains how it works. If you don't want to watch this video, you can just read that. And understand that the pricing sheet, I've built in two different approaches to having additional revenue. So you want to pick which one fits your business model better. If you don't like either of them, scrap them, model in your own version, and just feed it in through the formulas and make sure it works. If you have a basic understanding of Excel, it shouldn't be that hard to do. If you don't understand it, reach out to me and I'm happy to work with you to build something that is more custom to your business model. So there's two types. One is module-based expansion and the second is seat-based expansion. Let's start with the module-based one and then we'll work to the second one. But before we do that, all you need to do to switch between these is pick the drop-down menu for each package between module or seat-based. And it filters through. So if you don't want to use the seat-based one, you can just hide that. And we now have the module-based one just to deal with. So consistent format throughout the model will start out with a summary of all the key numbers. And these are things which invariably filter through the model and are core driving assumptions for the other sheets. So without having to filter through, you can quickly look at a high level of your key numbers. Now let's get into the assumptions. To make this work, I've assumed that you can have up to 7 new modules that you're going to release over time that people can purchase from you. And so if you are operating a model which will maybe allow you to have additional marketplaces or to have an integration with an accounting system or whatever additional core feature or product that customers might want to buy from you, with the exception of your core model, you would just type in what that would be. And so maybe it's a marketplace integration. What is the module? And you can see it filters through here. Marketplace integration, say like an accounting integration. Now it upgrades here. And we'll say we only have 2 of these. We're actually not going to launch anything ever over time. So we'll just delete those. And it would just filter on down. Okay, so now we've named what our modules are going to be. How much are we going to charge for each of these products when they're launched? Well, our marketplace model will be 25, our accounting integration will be 15, and so on. If you don't want to have these, you can just input 0, and you don't see them anymore, right? That's simple. If you want to change that pricing over time, you can just go here, edit that number, jack it up to $40 a month, and now that's what you're going to be charging. Now, I said we're going to release these products over time. So when are you going to release them? So we built in here a little release schedule. Okay, so type in 1 when you're going to release that product, and you don't need to type it in again because these calculations here figure that for you. So you don't have to keep on like typing 1 and filling all this up with 1, which is a bit annoying. So let's say actually we have got issues with our CPO and it's going to take longer to launch a product, so we won't be launching until here. Let's type in 1. Maybe you hire someone, you're getting back on track. So we'll be launching in the 3rd month of the forecast. And you can see this is all pulling up and it knows when you've done it. If you don't want to have any forecasts or you're not going to have any products here, for example, you only launched 3 and you don't like the assumptions that I made, put in 0 and they're gone. Simples. That picks what products you're going to be doing, how much they'll be charging for them, and when they will be released. Now, we again have our basic, our premium pro, and you're going to have the same assumptions for each of these. And they'll be different for each of this package, but the format is the same. So now, when you release these products, and you are going to charge them, you need to figure out who is going to buy them, right? How much revenue incrementally you're going to get. So the simplest way of thinking about this is just saying, what percentage of your customers as a total base will actually pay for them? So we'll assume your marketplace integrations, which people are paying $25 for and will be launched in the 7th month. 15% of people of your actual customers will sign up for that. Our calculations work that if you put in 15% of your total base will join in. So you'll see a little spike in your expansion revenue numbers. And then as you add new people over time, those people will then contribute to that line item for expansion revenue. So maybe you could start out with saying 5% of your customers will over time, because your sales guys need to learn how to ramp up and get better. But maybe, over time, 15% of new customers will start doing that. And then over time, when you get a little bit better, maybe you can upsell more people and 20% of people will do it. Just type in your assumptions and think about how you want that evolution to work. And it's just that simple. That's the basic one. Go to premium, exactly the same. Just type in what percent of your customers will adopt that. And it drives to how much revenue you're going to get. And then for the pro one, you do exactly the same thing. When your customers are going to come in. So that's cool. How do we calculate now how much revenue is actually going to come out? Well, we just multiply, looking at the basic package for the additional revenue, your percentage of customers who sign up, whether or not that product is live or not in a binary fashion, and then how much you're charging for it. So we'll say here that on average, we're going to get around $1 extra per customer who's actually paying, which is 5% of your live customers who are paying $25. But here we're getting 2, and that's because we have 15% of a live customers paying $15. Now, what does this look like for, say, our Pro plan? Well, cool. We're charging $4 additionally per package, which is your 15% times by, sorry, Mac runs a little bit slow, against your live customers who are paying $25. So look at those numbers and think, does that actually kind of make sense? And if it doesn't, play around with those different formulas to get the targeted number that you actually want. And you can see right up here, you've picked the module based for your basic Premium Pro, and this is the average additional revenue per customer for each package that you'll be getting over time. So that was a module-based expansion. Let's explain how the seat-based expansion works. So we just open this up. Again, we can see the summary of how much we're getting on average per person. And then we kick off to our assumptions. So the seat-based one, I think, is a little bit easier to understand. You're selling seats for your service. So if your core pricing, maybe you assume on average, we charge $25 per month, and that gets you 2 seats. So we're charging $50 per month as a core. Now, that means a small team will start using a product, but over time, maybe they pull in more team members, like Slack, right? And so you'll add on an extra 2 seats. So that'll be how many people you're adding over time and when, and how much you're charging on average for each of those people. Well, that's what the seat-based expansion module allows you to do to calculate your expansion revenue. So we say here, what is the average additional seats in addition to the current ones we'll be adding? So here we have 2 customers, and that's going to remain constant over time, the way that we see it. But maybe we'll see, well, we think on average they'll take an additional 2, but then the total team size is going to get to something like 9. For our basic, it'll be 3, and then over time it'll expand even more. For our pro people, maybe the first additional upsell will be 7 people. But for these kind of customers, maybe they'll be a lot bigger, and we'll sell them 50 seats, which ends up being a whole lot of moolah. So again, you should understand your business and how you're expecting to evolve, how your business model works, and if you're doing it, you should probably get how the seats work. So this is going to be great for you. So how much do you charge per additional seat? Is it $10, $20, $50, $100? You just type that amount in here. And then what the average number of people of your customers will be who are going to actually do that or not. Because not everyone will. So what we're doing is kind of coming up with blended numbers. So what is the average number of seats, the average price that you're going to charge, and the average number of customers who will actually do that. We multiply those up, and that gives you the average expansion revenue per customer over time. On the upsell for your expansion revenue, that can actually consistently happen over time. And so it won't just happen when you're doing renewals on your annual packages. So that's how this all works. There's two approaches to doing your expansion revenue, module and seat-based. Pick the one that suits you. Fill in your assumptions. You only have to fill in one of them. Or you can fill in both and see which one works better for you maybe. Maybe you want to change the way you're thinking about your business model. Pop in a couple little assumptions here, here, and here, and here. And you just forecast your expansion revenue. Go through this. Like everything, it's much easier if we just have a look and it doesn't feel so overwhelming then. But think through the logic and hopefully that'll work out for you.